Hey Geek, so when it comes to tourist spots here in Vientiane, Laos, there's probably not as much as you would think, even though it is the largest city in Laos, it is the capital city. For the most part, if you are going to be coming to visit here, you're probably going to be going to the Mekong River, they call it Cam Kong, or you're going to be coming to this area right here. I don't really know what the name of the street is, but you'll know you're in the right place when you can see a few things. The first thing you see is all these temples here. And then something that's really obvious is you're gonna see a lot of tourists, from all over the world, and you really can't miss it. They always have their backpacks, like I have my backpack right here. And then you're gonna see a whole bunch of restaurants here. There's restaurants, bars, all around this place. And that's when you know that you are in the right area. And let me give you kind of like a look at how this whole area looks like. So you're gonna see the temples here, and if you go back there, that is the river. And then as you're walking, you're gonna see even more temples and more restaurants and bars. And whenever I saw this place the first time, I already knew I was in the quote-unquote right place. As you can see here, there's a whole bunch of box here as well, or tuk-tuks, and there's more restaurants and bars down there. And then you have to be careful when it comes to traffic. And there's some pretty, I would say, major temples here. A lot of people come to this area, primarily locals actually just come and worship and stuff. So it's not just tourists that are coming here, as you can see. And there's just a lot of activity going on here. And I myself, I don't really come to this area too often. Mostly, I'm staying where my family is, they live here. And so once you've come to this area a few times, like the Mekong River or this entire street, not to say that it's boring, but you kind of seen it already. And so for me, I don't come here as much. I've come here maybe 3 or 4 times just to make sure that I kind of see all the things that I want to see. But other than that, I don't really come here too often, unless I just want to come see the temples or something, because I think the temples are really awesome. And some of these are really, really old. And a lot of them are actually under construction right now. And there's also like park tours. You see stuff like this. It's a Buddha park tour, and it's not that expensive at all. So that way you can get a look at and see everything that this area has to offer. And a lot of tourists actually stay in this area. There's a whole bunch of hotels. There's hostels over here as well. And I have not stayed at any of these places because I do have family here, so I just kind of stay with them. But there are some really nice places here if you want to stay in this area. And obviously, if you are going to be staying in this area, it is going to cost more than outside of this area. And it is a very, very touristy spot. And so let me give you another look at what I'm seeing. And at night, this place is pretty crazy packed. And what I'll do is I'll put the name of this street in the video somewhere. But like I said, you really can't miss it when you come here. It's near the Mekong River. There's a whole bunch of temples. And like I said, there's just tourists everywhere, mostly in backpacks. And most of the activity is actually at night. But I just wanted to show you how things look like during the day. See right there. There's a lot of activity at night. It's pretty crazy actually. There's a whole bunch of people in the Mekong River, of course. But then whenever you're in this area, you can also go to downtown Vientiane and stuff. And it's just fun. Honestly. Just come out here. And you got all these small alleyways and stuff that you could just walk around. And one thing that I think you're gonna have to learn really quickly if you've never been to Laos is that just really be careful with the traffic. Because if you don't pay attention, well, you might become part of the traffic. There's just a lot of vehicles, motorcycles swerving everywhere. And also there's a lot of dust here and dogs. So you have to be careful if you're going into less populated neighborhoods, like that's not on the main roads. There are a whole bunch of dogs. They don't really regulate animals or, like the stray dogs and cats. So I just want to put that out there. But if you're in these type of areas, for the most part, you should be okay. Just keep your eyes peeled. And if you wanted to explore, you could always come down here to all these different areas. I mostly just stay in this area, but depending upon which road you go down, there's like just a ton of restaurants and stuff. And I'll kind of show you one of these as well. And then if you kind of go forward that way, you're going to end up in the Mekong River. So a lot of these temples, they're just absolutely beautiful. I just really love looking at these temples. Obviously, people come worship here, but I just really enjoy being here. So, and like I said, there's plenty of hotels. There's some major chains. There's this DoubleTree by Hilton over there. And a lot of these temples, they also have places for people to park. They serve as parking spots as well. So if you ever need like a good parking spot, you could always drive into the temple, pay a small fee, and you are good to go. If there are any spots available at night, it's a lot harder to find parking and stuff. So there are a number of hotels here. You can stay at something like the DoubleTree, which is not a Laotian brand, or you could stay at something like this, which is really, really beautiful. I'm more inclined to stay at something like this because I've stayed at Hilton's and obviously all these American brands, so I do want to try something different. These hotels are really nice, and you're going to pay less than what you would at any of these larger hotel brands. So this one is probably the most famous cafe on the street. I see a lot of people here all the time. This Jomo Bakery Cafe. Here is a really popular spot for tourists in this area, and Cafe Amazon, they're basically the Starbucks of Laos. However, there's obviously a lot of Starbucks here as well. And this area is really, really popular with tourists. This is the place where they usually come. It's Namecheap Park over here. There's a fountain right there in the middle, and there's also a place that you could stay up there. Yeah, as you can see there's just a lot of people in this area, but at night it gets completely packed. And I'm not sure if that's a hotel or what, but I'm pretty sure it is, or if it's like a condo or something. Anyways, here is the Namecheap Park. So I have not seen the fountain turn on, but at night a lot of people come out here, just hang out. There's also a tiny clock tower over there, and there's a sushi restaurant right there. And there's also other bars and restaurants in this area. See here. And there's a cafe over there. There's also other hotels, hostels and stuff. And just come and hang out over here. And a lot of people enjoy doing that. All right, so this is the Kuang Si Hotel. This is actually near the Namecheap, the fountain down there. It's the touristy area, and check this out. This is like an infinity pool kind of right above here. It's really great rates. You could get a room starting at $55 up to about $100 for the family room. And this is a really, really, really nice view, and you know, it's really hard to beat the price up here in the Kuang Si Hotel. And a lot of people do come and stay here because it's near all the touristy spots, all the temples, bars, and restaurants.